Hello, everybody, to another episode of Half a Clue TV Review. Today, we're going to be talking about Arcane, the new Netflix animated TV series to hit the streaming service. And it's in co-production with Riot Games and French animation studios known for blending in 2D and 3D animations quite well. And they're also adding and innovating new cell shading techniques, and it kind of came out and it took the internet by storm. It's, I think, one of Netflix's highest rated television series, both animated and live action, and both on IMDb, Rotten Tomatoes, Metacritic. And it's kind of just for once somehow, and I hate League of Legends too. I'm one of these people. United the haters and both the fandom of League of Legends into one where they could stand behind the show. But do we agree with the mass populace opinion on this? Or are we going to go against the grain? Listen and find out.
All I can say is happy Progress Day, everyone. Too bad that League of Legends hasn't made any progress in making a good game in years.
Excuse me, it's Half a Clue television review,
Yes.
sir.
This is our TV review.
Television review.
But also, League of Legends, you know what you did. You're a bad game. Bad game.
I don't.
You mean Bad Company too?
Bad company.
It's like they used to be considered like the pinnacle of shitty workplaces to be in the gaming industry, with sexual harassment, rape, assault, and inequality when it comes to gender pay. And then Activision came out. Yeah, you guys know about the whole Activision shit, right?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You know Activision, the company.
I'm aware of the company.
Yes, are you sure? Blake, are you sure you're aware?
So
I'm aware of the company.
I mean, EA, Activision.
No, Activision Blizzard particularly. It's
Blizzard, like all those companies are horrible.
No, but Activision Blizzard, are you guys missing the trades right now? But basically, it's like,
I don't read anything about video games. I'm not a fucking nerd.
not even just that. It's just like, it's been big. It's like, holy shit. It's basically like, it came out that the Blizzard side of Activision Blizzard has been like all the top executives, and basically like they have sexually assaulting like almost all the females employees. And on top of that, it's been like cover up for like 10, 15, 20 years.
Oh god.
And then they have like a Cosby room. Yeah, like they have with like the picture of Bill Cosby and everything. And they have like a text message group that got leaked where it's like, oh yeah, I can't wait to like, which one are we gonna marry first? Oh, which one are we gonna take less? And then the CEO was involved in the big cover up. Like, it's pretty much Succession season 3.
Okay.
They're like, in some ways, like, you know how like the boat scandal, Succession and stuff, and then like they're all trying to cover up and divert the blame.
Yeah,
it's kind of like that. So like Logan is like Bobby Kotick, the CEO of Activision, and he was like, I didn't know about any of this. Oh my god, how could I have known? And then like somebody who actually just did 2 minutes of research found like, I think like 1,000 pages of documents of him like sending death threats to fucking the employees.
I believe it. It's
yeah. So now it's like, yeah, it's a big shit show. Thank God I didn't have any stocks in Activision Blizzard. What's it called? If you guys have anything,
Doge to the moon.
But no. If you guys have anything, what's it called? Yeah, you guys should have sold a long time ago.
Nah, I got those diamond hands, baby. I'm holding on forever.
What's it called? Yeah. I mean, what's it called? I think like, you guys play Overwatch by any chance?
No.
What's it called? Do you know the cowboy character?
No.
Overwatch. It's called, I think it was like Jesse McCree or something, but they changed it because it was like named after like a rapist or a harasser. I forgot what it is. So
the only video game I play is Minecraft.
Oh,
I'm not a huge video game person, so
Minecraft. Steve is one of the best characters on Smash. I'm not gonna lie, he's fun to play as.
Well, one of the most unique characters, definitely in Smash.
Yeah, I know. It's like you're half the time all you're doing is just trying to shovel and get the diamond.
Yeah.
And so you can make your diamond fucking sword and picks. Okay, so now on to the actual show. So, all right. So, what is your experience with League of Legends? By the way, this show, is based on the popular video game series League of Legends, which is a MOBA game which is pretty much a ripoff of Dota, which is like a mod of World of Warcraft. And for that reason, I'm in Korean, so of course I've played League of Legends. It's like forced upon your neck by your community, but it's I don't like the game. I can never fully support the game because I feel like it's creatively bankrupt because it's literally just Dota but with like different lore, and I don't know, it's boring. I don't think it's like the best MOBA out there. I think Dota's a little bit more in depth, but I also don't.
We call them Dota likes, not
Yeah.
MOBAs. Dota likes.
Dota likes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's it's not. Also personally not my favorite genre too, but yeah, it's because it's like an hour you have to per game. Yeah, so I never liked this.
If you're gonna play competitive video games till you pass out from a Red Bull heart attack, go play like StarCraft or something instead. Play a good game.
Yeah, StarCraft 2.
My
is
experience with League of Legends is absolutely nothing.
My experience is hating on it on the internet.
Oh, I also
I've
hate
never
the
actually
fans
played it.
worse than League of Legends.
I think
They're the
too.
worst.
Yeah.
They're the worst. What's it called?
Look at my
God.
new $20 skin. I'm gonna.
Kiss
Jinx
me.
is so hot. No,
What's it
no.
called?
You
I
guys
forgot
are weird.
The assassin character with boobs with double blades. I remember there was some weird hentai going online. It was downloaded 2 million times on this website.
I believe it. I believe it.
Yeah, it's
Some fucking weebs out there.
what's it called? Nothing wrong with weeaboos, but I'll just say this: League of Legends.
Not all of them. There are some that are fucking creepy, but
Well, I mean, just because you're jerking off to League of Legend cosplay doesn't mean you're a weeaboo. Because technically, it's not Japanese owned.
Okay.
Let's not degrade the country of Japan by associating with League of Legends. Oh no, poor Japan. No. It's just sometimes some weeaboos like League of Legends shit. Yeah, so going forward to this, I remember it was coming out. I deliberately ignored the trailer. I deliberately ignored all incidents. I was hoping that it would crash and burn, and I was fuck this show. How dare they? And we still don't have a Mass Effect TV series. Our Last of Us TV series, well, it's in production. It hasn't come out. We don't have a BioShock movie.
BioShock movie would be good.
Yeah, it's I met the what's it called? I met the guy who was supposed to direct it, Gore Verbinski, and I asking him, he was like, the main holdup for that movie is just he wants to make a $200 million rated R BioShock movie because he feel that's how much it would cost.
Yeah, but studios don't want
You've
that.
met Gore Verbinski?
He was at UCLA.
Huh.
Yeah.
You actually got to talk to Gore Verbinski?
Yeah. It was for the screening for it's
Cure for
Cure for Wellness, and then afterwards he was just for people who stayed really late, he just talked to the students.
Totally
and stuff.
off topic. Do you like that movie? Cure for Wellness?
Yeah, I like it. I don't
We should
think it's
cover that
amazing.
sometime.
Yeah, it's good. I think it's shot really well, and it's a good homage to. It's a weird take. It's a good homage to movies like The Shining and other '80s psychological thrillers.
We'll have to talk about
What's
that one
movie
day.
about? Never heard of it.
It's a movie about. Actually, I don't want to say.
Okay.
We'll talk about it.
Talk
some.
about it.
That's
Yeah.
that's a conversation for
Yeah.
another
So
day.
I was just when Arcane was announced, I was like, ooh. I was just and I didn't even see the animation styles. It's a pure kind of a very subjective point of view where I was I really wanted to fail. And then the reviews came out, and then the viewership came out, and then the ratings came out, and then the fandom, and not even the fandom, the whole internet seemed to be behind the show. And then I asked my friend from New York, who was my intern buddy, it was saying he hates League of Legends with a passion. He's a huge Dota fan, and he was like, yeah, I absolutely love the show.
Which friend is this?
He went to he went to New York. I don't want to say his name but he went to intern with me at the company that now represents Chris Stuckman's Gotham Group. He liked it a lot, or he loved it actually. And he's also an animator too, so it's and then I asked Ryan, I'll say his name because he's okay with it, and we don't have any ties to anything legal. How's it called? Ryan, my boo. Oh, just kidding. But he's an animator too, and he was because I was asking him from an animation standpoint also how he liked the show, and he said that it's revolutionary and stuff. He showed me some BTS and shit. So that finally it took me all of that to get me to it took me the entire internet for me to actually watch the show.
Yeah, and then you fucking forced it down my throat, you fuck.
We're supposed to cover Cowboy Bebop today. Actually, let's just say this, and I won't say any names, but we were doing it to accommodate somebody's schedule because they were kind of busy. But ironically, that person's not here.
Yeah.
So it's just the irony. But
Cowboy Bop.
Can I just say this show made me very, very upset with people's tastes. I appreciate the art style. I think it looks good sometimes.
Sometimes.
Sometimes it
That's a
looks
huge factor.
oh wait, go on.
But the story is so lackluster and boring. It's basically like the simplest, most boring, like character backstory story thing that you could do.
I love how you hate the story so
character
much. You said
relation
story.
sucks.
That must be a new adjective, right?
What?
This must be a new adjective. Story.
No, backstory.
Yeah, I know. You're like this. You're supposed to say character story. You said it twice.
Whatever.
I love. I want to hear
Yeah.
this new. What's it called?
Okay.
Vocabulary.
Well, it's a story about a character's story, right?
Right.
That's
I think that's most
It's-
narratives about, right? Yes.
It's just I know what you're saying.
No.
I know what
because
you're saying.
In most good narratives, a character's story is built into another story.
Not
This one's
necessarily.
just a
Have you heard of character
story-
studies?
Okay, whatever.
What's it called? Okay, go on. Miles, I'm
Okay.
sorry. I'm gonna stop busting your balls.
But the problem is, I don't care about any of these people.
Right.
It's.
Do you feel like that's kind of colored by your hatred towards the?
I gave this a
the League of
chance. You
Legends?
asked me to give it a chance, so I did. No,
Yeah.
I just feel like they're all very dumb people, and it feels like you gotta jump a lot of fucking mental hurdles just to get to the conclusions that they fucking draw about the other people around them.
I actually
And
wouldn't say that necessarily, and I'm not even. So okay,
All right,
we're
let's
just
hear
gonna
what
go
it
around
is.
and do impressions of the whole series.
Yeah, just
Um,
go.
So yeah, like I said, I have no history with League of Legends. I'm not a huge video game guy, but I was like, whatever, I'll watch it for the podcast. Obviously, I don't hate it. I don't love it. I'm kind of in the middle. But I will say that it was kind of hard to get through. Like, I've had a week to do it, and I basically did it in like 2 days. Like 2 separate days at the ends of the week.
Yeah.
I watched like the first like 4 episodes, and then I watched the last like 5 episodes like on day 2. It was kind of a chore though, and I think part of it is that it is just a really, really basic like fantasy story setup. I mean, it's, you have a lot of the elements, right? Like the upper class and the lower class, the like strained sibling relationship.
Yeah, they do have some tropes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very like tropey, and it's kind of cliche. It's not all bad. I do think there were things I liked. Like I actually really did like the core conflict between Jinx and Vi.
Yeah.
But I do feel like the one thing it lacked was, especially towards the second half, is some kind of sense of urgency or some kind of like major plot. Like, don't get me wrong, obviously like the personal stakes are always what really matters, but there really wasn't any like teetering thing about to blow up or something.
All right.
Like, you know how it ends with Jinx like shooting like the
Her
mega,
ultimate.
yeah.
Her ultimate, pretty much.
She uses her mega weapon or whatever. Like, I think that if maybe like throughout the last couple episodes they were like talking about that,
They did.
but they don't.
No,
build
they
up
do.
enough.
Silco was like constantly like build. He mentioned it right when they got the gemstone.
Build the weapon.
And then
build the weapon.
build a
That's
weapon,
like-
and also there's literally like multiple sequences her dedicating to harnessing the power of the gemstone.
I don't know. I just feel
So
like
I see, Blake, you were asleep during those scenes.
I was not asleep
So-
during those scenes.
were the power gloves? What's her name's V's
Vi's.
ultimate?
I
Vi's
think-
ultimate weapon.
Or
as
not even
well?
ultimate. That's just her like weapon.
Okay.
Yeah. And Jace, like that was her. I didn't think. I mean, yeah, this is just Jace stuff too.
Yeah.
I was
I
surprised.
know nothing about this series, so I don't know how much it actually drew from.
And honestly,
the
I don't think it even
games.
matters. Like, I think
Yeah.
like if you didn't know anything about this video game, you still understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much everything. Which I think is the biggest, testament to this. As much as I love Ghostbusters Afterlife, that movie definitely depends on your knowledge of the 1984
No, it
Ghostbusters.
doesn't.
Oh, really?
No, it doesn't.
So in the beginning of the film, they're wondering, like, because his face is all dark. The person who looks
Yeah.
like Hal Ramis. You're like, oh, who could he be?
yeah,
And what's it called? If you didn't watch
That
in
doesn't-
1984, if you know
doesn't matter.
nothing about Ghostbusters,
that doesn't matter.
if you came from
Yeah.
if you're Captain America and you skipped the 80s
Yeah.
and you watched it, you're gonna be like, oh, I know that's Egon.
Yeah, but you don't have to know that because they do. I checked to make
Really?
sure when we were watching it.
Really?
No,
they don't rely on
the
Egon.
expectation
And also-
isn't forced right there.
And also the emotional impact of like the Ghostbusters coming at the very end. That definitely relies on your 1984. And
Yeah.
also Zool, Gozer,
Yeah.
Evo Shandor, all those stuff are from 1984.
Yeah, but they did them well in the
No,
movie.
I think they did it well. I'm just saying that film, like what's it
no,
called?
it doesn't predicate it though because they
Wait, okay,
explain
I'm not
everything
saying-
well and they build everything well so that you don't have to worry about about having to know necessarily.
No, but you're
stuff from
in
1980.
Okay,
if you don't know
you're
it,
not listening to my argument. My argument
yeah.
is saying it's not whether you understand the movie. I'm talking about whether your enjoyment of the film highly predicates on how much you know about 1984.
I'm saying that it doesn't.
I think it does.
No, I'm saying that they developed the story well. They developed the characters well.
They developed all that stuff well, too.
And also, they tell you about the old Ghostbusters. So even if you don't know about them, you're
In
like,
a
oh,
scene.
these are the old badasses. No, it's totally
If you've
fine.
never
It's
if you've never
totally
seen
fine.
1984 Ghostbusters and you've watched Ghostbusters Afterlife, that scene with Dan Aykroyd, and if you didn't, like, let's just say this, you really somehow, you just say like you're an immigrant from like Korea or something,
Yeah.
right? And you came in and you had no idea what's the Ghostbusters, and then you watch it, Ghostbusters Afterlife, and you see all these like grown ass men cry. And you were like, why is it so impactful to see Dan Aykroyd talk on the phone, or them coming in the end, or even that joke? Remember, literally the joke at the end where she says, "Are you a god?"
They build up
like
the
there's so
emotional
many
stake.
references.
No, they build up the
No, I'm
emotional
saying
stakes
you could
to
get
make
like a
it
decent
understandable.
experience. I'm
Yeah.
saying you get a decent experience of watching it, but the heightened emotional experience relies heavily. Even Jason Reitman himself, the director. I'm sorry, if you want to argue with the director, you go call him. It's like he talks about it is predicated on like very much the original Ghostbusters.
I love
film.
that we're staying on track here and
Yeah.
talking about
Okay,
Arcane.
let's get
Arcane.
back to Arcane.
Yeah.
Let's get back to Arcane.
Yeah.
So I think that's one of the strengths of Arcane.
It's just the fact that you don't have to play the game to know.
Yeah, but
I
what's it
didn't
called?
care about any of the characters.
Okay, wait.
though,
Let
so
me.
none of the
Miles, hold
emotional
up, real
stakes
quick.
were
I'm gonna talk
So-
about what's it called? What Blake said. What's it called? Okay, so I get what you're saying in the sense that what's it called? It's at least for the last couple episodes where you're talking about things were coming to a head. But I think no, I disagree with that completely because the central conflict of the series is the class warfare between the Undercity and the people on top and Piltover, and it literally comes to an explosion at the end. And also they're setting up little seeds for the overarching narrative, which is what's it called, the different nations that threaten. I think Mel's character, Mel's family. Her mom was cool too. Surprisingly, I was turned on. It's just like her bathroom scene, or not bathroom, bathtub or something. And
you're as bad as the incels who love
exactly.
the show.
What's it called? So
The show feels like Hot Topic came to life.
yeah.
Okay, that's the
Ron's
first thing
here.
I'll agree with. Yeah.
Ron's here now. By
What's
the
it
way.
called? And
It was breathed into life and became a steampunk neo
Noir.
cyberpunk.
Or not noir. Cyberpunk. What's it called? And that was boiling, and that was the stakes for the external stakes of the world. And I think that was enough. Because mainly the focus of the series is the relationship between Vi and Jinx, and I think that's
It's powder, not Jinx.
yeah.
No, it's the other way around. It's Jinx.
Idiot.
It's not powder.
And I think
Idiot.
that's for me. I think that's
Wait, they're two different people?
I think that's a right way.
She's crazy.
And I think what's it called? I think that's a right way to approach a series like this instead of taking like as much as like there's Wheel of Time is coming out, and that one it's a very different approach. That one's like more on world building than character stuff.
It's fairly good so far.
Yeah, I like it. It's a very different approach, but this one took the opposite, where it's like the world building is, either in the visuals mostly, and it's mostly just focused on like the emotional journeys and the emotional drama between the characters, and the different stylistic things they do. So I disagree with that. There's no stakes in like at least the outer world, because they're literally about to go to war at the end. They're trying to find a way to resolve
no,
Ahsoka.
I'm just saying.
Yeah,
it's
but
not, I'm not
the
saying.
only reason they're going to war is because they're fucking idiots.
Okay, I'll ignore that. For
All right,
now.
go on.
What I was gonna say was my only problem was I don't know. I know they reference it, but I'm saying that like in the last 3 episodes, I think they could have done a better job of like Silco and just in company just kind of building this up like, oh, we're gonna build a fucking weapon that's gonna like blow
They
this shit
literally.
up.
What do you mean?
I
They
just don't think that
literally.
it's
You
hammered
did you
in
miss the
enough.
sequence where Jinx was literally experimenting with a gemstone and putting it in the weapon and exploding stuff and having the memories of what her previous experience with the magical gemstones did?
I don't know. I
I feel like were you just asleep during that sequence?
No, I just
Well,
not
speaking
She
of
literally
that,
worked on the
I
weapon.
tried watching this show on 3 separate occasions and I fell asleep each time.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I don't know, man. It was a little tough
I
to
don't
connect
know.
to.
It was
Maybe
hard to
it's
get
just
through.
me.
I don't know.
No,
watching
it was hard to
super
get
late
through.
at night.
It's
I
not
was
terrible.
watching it at like 4 p.m. falling asleep. I don't know.
It's
What's
not
it
terrible. It's just hard to get through. That's what I'd say.
It's called.
Look,
I'll say
Jinx's,
this.
Jinx's whole story boils down to oh no, my sister got a little bit mad at me because I killed my father and all of our friends, so now I'm not going to trust her, and
Well,
I'm
I
going to
think
go
you're
blow
kind
shit.
of
Also, you're
oversimplifying.
oversimplifying. Also,
though.
you know,
That's
they established
her whole
that
story.
Powder is mentally unstable. You know, I mean, even in the beginning, because like even in the first because you know
First three
it's
episodes.
broken up too, because the series for I guess people who are just watching it now and didn't know, but it came out in 3 weeks. They do 3-episode chunks. So specifically, they build out the story that way. In the first story arc that they have, clearly she's mentally unstable, insecure. She's sneaking and hearing people, and the scene where Vi doesn't take Powder when they confront Silco to save Vander. You see like hints of her borderline personality disorder later on, where she's like crying, jump cutting. It's like jump cutting between her hearing like the voices of Milo, Vi, and then the kid with the fucking. I don't know why I never liked the
goggles
kid.
kid?
Yeah, the goggles kid. What's it
I
called?
did not like the spiky haired kid, Milo.
Yeah.
whatever.
Oh, I'm glad that he died in the first 3 episodes.
Yeah, right. I was
Yeah.
like, dude, I hope this kid dies.
I was surprised.
I like Milo.
Usually the weird thing is like those characters would last until the entire series, and they would just
Yeah.
go more and more annoying. If you guys watch Gundam, the original series, the UC, I think 0079, there's a character that's just like Milo, but unlike not dying, he's like in every single episode, and his screen time increases in every single
Can
episode.
I say something kind of funny?
What?
Let's see.
So in like the fucking first episode with like Powder, I like how when is it Milo or is it the other one that's like, you're just a jinx, and like immediately I was like,
Yeah.
oh no, is she gonna be a villain or something, and that's gonna be her name? And I have no knowledge. I don't play video game virgin loser.
I was like, oh no, is
things.
this the origin story of Jinx from Teen Titans?
I don't know. I just like I was like, oh no, I can tell that's gonna be a thing.
So I just showed up here, so I'm a little bit late, but I did not finish the series. I got to like the last episode. But man, I will give it some credit though. Like, is it cool if I just say my thoughts really
Sure.
quick? Okay, so like I feel like the world building is pretty interesting. I feel like I should have been way more into it than I really was because of like the steampunk kind of like, cyberpunk later years and stuff. Thought that was cool. I liked some of the characters at first. Like I thought it was pretty dope. I kind of hated the music. The fact
Oh,
okay,
God.
man.
We'll
I'll
get
agree
into
with that.
that.
We'll agree
We
with
will
that. No,
get
no.
into
Let's just
that.
get into this now. I'll agree with this. My main, actually, probably my only real negative on the show is the music, the Imagine Dragons song.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not. It goes beyond that. So yeah, I want to say
like
that.
a musical
The-
sequence, a music video.
They were
is,
there.
like, some-
Well, luckily it's not too long. It was like I think like I counted it was like a minute.
Yeah,
max.
I felt
Yeah.
wasn't there like two?
No,
Am I
it's just
wrong?
one. Imagine Dragons
Yeah.
only popped up I think like in the second arc or something.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
saying it was like an episode chunks makes sense because by like the third one, it felt like hybrid theory, like Linkin Park.
Yeah.
like that kind of came to life. That kind of spray paint aesthetic. I was like, oh, okay, they're really just progressing here.
Well,
But yeah,
some of those sequences that they had where they cut to the different animation style for like different fight scenes and stuff, and they had the music in the background. I enjoyed.
I didn't
those.
like it.
I thought
That was great. No,
Yeah,
I thought that was
wasn't-
fantastic.
Yeah, I wasn't totally against it. I'll say that. I was like,
Um,
yeah, I thought some of it paid off.
Oh God, they got Imagine Dragons. That's like the modern day Nickelback, dude. Does anybody like Imagine Dragons?
You'd be surprised. I mean, dude,
It
you'd be
is the most
surprised. They have a
boring
hard.
form of rock music. You
They
could
have such a
possibly
huge
choose.
fandom. I don't like them at all.
Could you
personally.
imagine going to a fucking Imagine Dragons concert?
And hear Radioactive 10 times.
But it's not even just that. I feel like a lot of the time, whenever they use like established music, it just is off. Like it's because I think they do it a couple other times, and it's not just Imagine Dragons. There's a few times.
Well,
where
they don't use
like,
any. I don't think
Yeah.
they use that much pop culture music.
Didn't they use like
No,
a
they
rap
use
song
some
at one
hip-hop
point?
music.
They
Yeah,
used like
they-
a rap
they
song
use-
at one
That's the
Okay.
part
point.
I was referencing to, like during the spray painting part.
Like
They do
I
that.
don't know. It just every time they used like a real life song, it just felt so out of place and odd. And
I
yeah,
agree
and
with
the
that.
theme music is fucking terrible. I skip the intro every single time, and I normally like watching TV show intros. I'm weird and kind of like them. I love title
Yeah.
card sequences, but
For Game of Thrones, yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I like
So-
the one. I like. Yeah, I like some of the characters though. Like I think the Scarface guy, the dude with the eye.
Soko is the
Soko.
best part of the show.
Soko
Yeah.
was cool. I think he was pretty well done. He was interesting.
The voice
Sorry
work
for
was
your
fantastic.
loss.
Yeah, a lot. Pretty much the voice work across the board.
Yeah,
was
I
really
agree.
good.
the one Skyboarder kid I really liked.
Which one was
You
that
mean
guy?
voiced by Miles?
Was he?
I know the young version of Echo is voiced by Miles Brown.
Yeah.
I was like Miles here in the show.
Nice.
It's like he shits on League of Legends, but he's like actually cast in the show. I was like, wow, that'd be ironic.
I know nothing about League of Legends other than that it's a game.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. But I understand you don't really need to know. But no, I don't know.
And then Haley Steinfeld Haley Steinfeld was great as Vi, and Ella Purnell was great at Powder/Jinx.
I love the part when they're like figuring out the like the little magic cube thing or whatever, the techno core, and then they're like, it responds to organic matter. It's like, yeah, it's called magic. That's called spells, dude. You've discovered what spells are.
But to be fair, in this scenario, like they've been separated from magic for 300 plus years.
I understand that.
Yeah,
but I'm just saying.
I mean, like I think what's it called? Hypendimer, or basically the little furry guy. He's the only one that actually knows mages. Yeah. Except Jace. Jace actually encountered one mage who saw one spell in his entire life.
Yeah.
The teleportation spell, and that's it.
Oh, I thought they would go a little further into why Jace was in that scenario in the first place. But
no, because he was beyond the wall. They mentioned that he was beyond the wall, and then they're separated from the rest of society, and they're trying to avoid the warmongering mages, and then hence the guy teleported him inside, Piltover.
I just thought that was so funny though, where he's just like they're just discovering what magic is essentially. They're like, oh shit, you got to like put certain kinds of organic matter in there and different kinds of things, and it's like, yeah, that's spells and potions. That's like exactly what that is. But I guess I understand that they've been separated for so long. But I thought that was funny.
Yeah, I did. I like that, and it was an interesting take of people like it's how to introduce magic in a world where like people haven't seen magic, but they know about that magic exists, and they're basically like that town from M. Night Shyamalan's The Village, where they've been isolated from the rest of the world forever. Yeah, except for like trade and imports and stuff.
Well, it seems like trade and import is like a huge thing there. So, are there mages in the rest of the world?
Well, there's some mages in the rest of the world, but they're not as prominent, at least in this case. I mean, and at least not reachable to Piltover, because I mean they've specifically isolated themselves from I think that aspect of the world. And that's why Hex Gates is such a huge thing, where they're like, oh, we could actually reach like other places that decide to isolate themselves from magic.
Yeah.
With Hex Gates, which is used by like artificial magic essentially. So. I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah. But I'm guessing because what's it called? You met the mom character, right? Episode 8 of Mel. She's the Empress. The Empress.
Oh yes, I
did. One who drinks a whole fucking lobster.
Yeah. What's it called? She's she's hinting at like the brother died. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah.
And then well, in episode 9 she talks about that the guy has more resources and power than they ever do, and some people like are guessing that he's what's it called? He's essentially like some super uber powerful mage, and then that's what's hinting what the next season's villain will be, and it'll go past Piltover, and it'll go to like the other realms or areas or something like that.
Cool, because I was a little done with Piltover, I think.
I agree. I mean, I don't know that much about League of Legends, but I didn't remember League of Legends only being about Piltover. Yeah, it's just like
although the whole kind of show is about Piltover though, and like you said, like the class warfare.
Yeah,
which obviously is gonna be a huge part of next season, given the way.
Is it going to be about like the wars between cities and stuff like that?
I think it'll eventually come to that. I mean, they're setting up a grand, like I don't know, probably 7 season, whatever.
So we're gonna have to watch more of this bullshit.
Let's talk about real quick about. Okay, actually, I didn't ask. I asked them about it, and they seem to disagree with what's it called. But main thing, one of the reasons why I came about the show is because it's been taking the internet by storm. Like the ratings, it's one of the highest rated Netflix shows. Both on IMDb, Rotten Tomatoes, Metacritic, and it somehow united both the League of Legends haters and the League of Legends fandom into loving this show.
Yeah.
And then
except for Miles.
Yeah, except for Miles.
World peace is possible.
Yeah, like I said, it's not. It's not. I guess it's almost universal, except Miles and Blake. And maybe wrong. But then
I think that's most things except for Miles and Blake.
What's it called? What did you think? Do you think can you see? Just regardless of your feelings on it, do you think it's overrated, or do you think, or can you see why it's rated so highly?
I think this show is the most overrated show I've ever seen in my entire life. No, I'm kidding.
I love you. Wait, you're kidding?
Oh, yeah, let the man
no.
speak.
No, I don't know. I feel like it's not like, I guess it's hard to say like what's overrated, right? Like it's hard to like say that exactly. I feel like if this wasn't attached to League of Legends at all, and if it was just like a show that just popped up on Netflix, I'd be like, yeah, okay. I don't know. Like I think that the fandom behind it would be more surprising, I suppose, but I don't know. I just woke up like 30 minutes ago.
No, but
I don't know.
My thoughts on it is there's
so
1,000 other
what
shows that are better than this.
I think I understand why people liked it though. I understand why people are into it. I think,
but do you understand why like professional TV critics love this? That one's actually like kind of why I'll say my opinion later, but that's like for people who've watched like shit like Cheers and all the way to like let's say premiere shows like Deadwood, The Wire, and Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
they're the ones who also giving this as like a 9 and 10 out of 10s.
That is surprising to me.
Yeah,
I don't understand that.
Yeah,
I don't get why they're fawning over it so much. So in that case, yeah, I would say it does come off as overrated to me. Although that being said, I didn't watch the final episode, but I don't know. Like I get why. Like,
I think you might like the final
appeal
episode because there's that payoff to the Vi and Powder Jinx storyline and Silco.
I liked
Silco.
I liked Vi. She was cool.
Yeah.
Powder / Jinx was starting to get on my nerves though, at certain points, but
I think she's one of my favorites
I
because
loved her
like
little freak out as a little girl, like I was just trying to fucking help, and she's like crying hysterically.
yeah.
I liked her character because like her character whenever her character is on, it's like the show. I think it's well, I mean, to some people it might differ, but like at least visually they try new different things.
Yes, yeah, no. There's a lot of
visual excuses because of that character's mental state.
I was in such a love-hate relationship with the visuals on this show.
Yes,
half the time,
I agree with you.
I was like, oh wow, I was like, that's such a great shot. Oh, they really kind of like they slow it down a bit to let you appreciate it. And there's parts where like again like the world and landscapes look beautiful, and I'm like, dope. This is like great. The lighting is really cool, and at the same time, their animation, the actual physical movements felt so stiff and like lifeless at times.
But I don't think it's because of budget. I think it's purposely so, though.
I was thinking whether it was too, because
it's like
there were certain like wide shots where there'd be multiple characters within the scene, and I wouldn't realize that other characters were in the background until they moved. So I was like, because they blended in with their environment so much, and I was like, are they trying to say something with that? Like, are they just part of their environment?
It does look wonky sometimes, for sure.
Yeah,
I don't know about that.
Also,
though.
the least erotic sex scene I've seen ever.
Oh, you're talking about the when Victor is when Victor is activating the hex cube at the same time Jace is having sex with Mel.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, no, it's not. I don't think it's meant to be erotic at all, though. It's meant to be this weird transcendent experience. Because like Jace is a virgin or something at this point.
Yeah,
he's like losing his like.
Dude's way uptight.
Yeah, and in his mind he's like, oh yeah, it's transcending the universe, getting in this pussy.
Was Jace a virgin?
Yeah, he is. You could tell. He never used a hammer before.
Same probably with the dude with the
Victor.
Cane.
Yeah, and then
Victor looks
oh wait,
like
were you
Christian
there?
Camargo.
Oh no, you didn't see Skydie, right? That's episode 9, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, so you haven't seen it.
Victor
But you
looks
know, Sky is the glasses assistant. The assistant who's fawning over Victor.
Oh,
yeah, with glasses. And then there's a
okay.
flashback that shows that she was actually a childhood friend. She's also from the Undercity.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. I mean, if you watch the last episode, yeah.
Well, I don't know, man. It's like they show her and she's like, "Well, Victor, are you going to sleep later soon?" And then he's like, "Oh, I think I'm going to stay up and work." She's like, "Oh, again? Well, I like.
Do you care about spoilers?
I like you, Victor Chan.
Well, no, of course we're gonna spoil. We're talking about the show.
I love you, Victor Chan.
Victor looked like Christian
Victor,
Camargo.
Yeah, but Victor, what happened?
No one's saying anything about what I'm trying to say.
But what about?
Ooh,
what
I don't know who you're
happened?
talking about.
The ice truck killer.
Oh,
Victor looks like Christian Camargo.
No,
he
it
does. Kind of.
I mean, kind of. You're talking about just like the head shape, maybe.
He just looks like him.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
so
an insult to Christian Camargo. But,
honestly though,
wait, but let me finish the that thing real quick because Miles, you don't
But
get to
first,
speak. You
let's
need
get back
shut
to
the
our
fuck
Cure
up.
for
I'm just
Wellness
kidding.
talk.
but about like the Victor and the Sky thing. Yeah, but what pretty much happened is after we learn more about Victor's backstory, and then do you know the guy who made Shimmer?
Yeah.
Like what's it called? Victor was actually his assistant when they were kids.
The mutation must survive.
Yes, you watched that, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like that.
And
that
then-
was like parts of it where I was like, I'm into this. This like weird little biochemist under the fucking underground in the sewers. I was like, this is dope.
And he has a whole backstory too. That guy. We find out that he has a daughter.
That's why I'm willing to give this show a second shot, like for season 2. I feel like there's a chance I'll like it more. But I don't know why this first season again just didn't really resonate with me, man.
It
It was
so
hard.
wait,
It was
so
hard to
basically-
figure
let me-
out. That's the thing I was like struggling
Right.
with the most. I was like, why don't I like this as much as I feel?
It
like
wasn't.
I should?
It was not
Oh, yeah,
easy.
let's
to
finish.
I
Okay,
can
let's finish. Let me
explain
finish the
why
point.
you didn't
So,
like it.
so what happened with Sky is that besides we find out that together. So you know how he does the hex cube. Did you see the scene at least where he touches the hex cube for the first
And
time?
the
Right?
blood goes through and stuff. Yeah.
No, not that part. But where he
Oh.
actually takes the shimmer and he fuses with the not fuses, but he like messes around with the hex cube after taking the shimmer.
I don't think so.
Okay, so basically the that scientist gives him like a certain variant of the shimmer that allow him to, because the main reason that the organic life dies is because they can handle the transmutation process.
Oh.
Yeah, so he gives him his shimmer will actually help him survive. And
Makes
then so
sense.
he took the shimmer and took it, and he's actually able to walk and stuff.
It
But
becomes
then
like a mutation.
Oh, I
catalyst.
saw. I swear, like again, because I was like going in and out of consciousness while watching the last episode.
So
There's
of course his
I
opinion is
remember
gonna be
seeing a
super
part where
valid.
Victor was running, and I was like,
wait,
oh.
how do you not remember the
I was
scene?
like,
where
oh, he's
touching the
running.
cube?
I was
What
like,
the
hey,
fuck?
I'm sure he did like magic stuff, and then I don't know. I think then I
You
passed
need
out
to
again.
rewatch this show. What the fuck? How the fuck do you
I'm
not?
sorry.
He was literally.
It was like it
the
was
whole
like
scene.
1 a.m. man. I was like so fucking
It
tired.
doesn't matter anyways. There was a stupid scene anyways. Ooh, I'm going to touch this
The-
cube, and then
I
this
had- I
girl's
had,
going to
like-
come and explode
See,
on me.
I had half
And
an hour of sleep. I literally watched cars explode. Oh, yeah, but that's I'll tell you about that. I have a video. Yeah, it was on dude. It's on the 10. Like so, like 8-car accident.
Okay.
Yeah, and then yeah. I'm still able to function and watch the show.
Oh my god.
You
We're not
have no
all you,
excuses,
Phil.
man. You have
Okay,
no
but
excuses.
there was a part
I'm just
where
kidding, it doesn't
like
matter.
there was what the fuck was happening? There's like
Oh, wait.
stuff that I really liked. The whole Shimmer storyline I thought was really dope, with him like controlling the underground by basically having these people on like what is it, Venom from like Batman, I was like, oh wow, these people are like all like cracked up addicts and they like taking this, and he like that's what's helping him manipulate everything. I liked it. That I was like, this is cool.
Yeah,
but
Soko was by far my favorite part of the entire show.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
I know what you were saying. Actually, what happened? Okay, so now we're going back to finally
yeah.
Sky. So he does it a second time.
Uh-huh.
They try to actually like improve his get rid of his disease, but Sky comes in because she has which I guess is gonna tie to season 2. She's been working on some type of way to, I guess we're hinting at harness the hex cubes for certain type of things. I'm assuming for medical reasons because she's obsessed with Victor, but then she sees Victor with the hex cube. So foolishly she hugs Victor. She thinks she's saving him, but she dies.
his
She gets-
body absorbs
Silly.
her aura or whatever.
Yeah,
She kind of
Yeah.
gets like Thanos.
Yeah.
Oh.
yeah,
What-
and it's
what does
it's
Victor
just
say?
when you found about he's about to commit suicide too over this incident.
Oh,
Yeah,
And then
sad.
Jace walks in. It's just funny because Jace almost commits suicide earlier.
at
in
the same
series.
exact spot.
Yeah.
yeah.
Another thing I do like about the show, they are just killing people. There's
Yeah,
a lot of people that
that's
have
always
died.
great.
That I was
Yeah.
like, okay. I was like, hey, look, I didn't expect them to kill both the
Vander
kids
and the kid. Yeah,
yeah, the kids and everything. I was like, oh, nice. And she is like directly responsible.
Yeah, and I
they
like
make
that.
a point of that. I was like, fuck.
I do.
And
I
then
love
there's
her
emotional
little,
consequences
I love
that
her little
happen.
freak out.
There's-
Like I was just trying to help.
What are the emotional consequences? She fucking hates the one guy. The other guy she kind of likes, and she's so young that she thinks that she did the right thing and that she actually helped out.
I mean,
and stuff.
I don't know. It only fucks her up and
Yeah,
makes
she
her
got
makes her
split
the right
personality.
hand to a
So
criminal empire.
Miles loves to do
Yeah.
this, where he hates the show. He purposely likes to block facts and actual events from what happens to support his point. So, what are the emotional consequences of her killing the people? Nothing. We're like, wait, what about the personality disorder? What? He doesn't have one.
Miles, I don't like the show either, but I mean, basically that sets up the rest of the show. she becomes like the right hand person to a criminal underground.
And then Miles is for stuff he likes. I love how they focus in more on the character and how it explores a different aspect of it. But then things he doesn't like, I hate how it explores just the character and it doesn't focus on the plot. I love Miles, by the way.
My
I think
favorite
this
part
out
in the
loud.
first
Okay,
episode.
but-
My favorite part in the first episode is when they set up Silco and someone points at him and says, "Hey, you're being a Silco."
Oh, by the way, Soko dies. Yeah.
Oh, why?
Yeah, I know. That
It was probably the best scene of the entire series. Where Jinx. Oh, did you watch the Jinx versus Echo fight? Oh my
No, I
god,
don't
you
think
watched
so.
a lot. But okay, so basically Jinx and Echo, they actually fight, and Echo wins, right? And you find out that Echo is the leader of the firefighters, right? The Firefly fighters.
Yeah.
Okay, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Totally.
Yes.
Yeah. I love that part. That was like my favorite part in that episode.
Oh my gosh.
I'll tell
Okay.
you what.
Oh, okay.
Listen here, Batman.
Oh my gosh. Oh my. All right. So basically, we find out that he's the leader of that, and then he's actually in his aspect of the Undercity and Piltover. They actually managed to grow like a tree and stuff, and different type of technology based on.
Oh yes, I saw that part where they're like, "Hey, look, it's a
How do you not
tree."
remember that the Echo
In and
reveal?
out of consciousness,
That's what I'm saying.
man.
What's happening? How is this valid? I even stuff I hate like Dexter seasons, all the Scott Buck shit. I'm stapling my eyes open. I'll say this though, season 7 is better than
Season 7's good. I like
it's better than some of the other stuff.
Best series we've reviewed on the show.
Yeah, what's it called? It's my gosh, I'm gonna have a heart attack if we talk about Succession. Hey, can you? I know you're gonna have a heart attack about if they have bad opinions about Succession.
Honestly, I could understand some of the bad opinions about Succession.
Not really, no. Season 2 is like basically perfect.
Yes,
Yeah.
but some of the other seasons they've got some flaws, but it's still a great show.
What do you mean? There's only 2 seasons. The 3rd season just came out.
Yeah,
Yeah, the 3rd season's not even finished.
yeah, but
Other seasons.
it's got some flaws.
You talking about season 1?
And season 3, yeah.
Okay, you know what? We'll talk about it in a future episode.
yeah.
I disagree, but okay. Maybe season 1. But okay, so back on the show. Yeah, so basically the best scene for me, my favorite scene in the entire series is Jinx, after fighting Echo, and Echo wins actually, because and it's cool. It's a cool visual sequence because they kind of go back and forth because the way they fight it mirrors like a game they played as a kid.
Oh wait, yes, I did see that. Yeah. I remember like it flashes and you see him like he looks like a little
Yeah, and
kid,
it's, like-
and then he's
and it's white
acting
and
it out
black,
and
yeah.
everything. They do that Sherlock Holmes
And
thing,
super
where he just
painterly,
wah,
like-
wah, wah, and then he like jumps up and he does it and he knocks her ass out.
Yeah, but
Yes,
then,
I did
So
watch
you
that.
did see that he was the leader of the Fireflies.
Yes, I did.
how
Yes,
come you don't remember?
because of the consciousness, man. It's all coming back to me.
Fucking
in
snort
various
coke or
moments,
something.
man.
You know what I mean?
That just
So-
shows how boring the show
All right,
was.
shut up. But so
But I
basically,
did like that also. Sorry, really quick. I really did like Echo. I liked him. When he was small, he's fine. He's kind of there. But then when he grew up, I was like, oh, he's like badass and he's angry.
yeah, I know in the League of Legends, and I think they're setting it up like him with the hibernating character. They actually invent with the fire thing, like different type of and also with the Hexstone to create some type of technology that allows them to like temporarily like jump in time, but only like in milliseconds.
Interesting.
So I wonder if they're his name's Echo, like Echo's the time. I wonder if they're gonna do that in season 2.
Probably.
Yeah, and
I'll
that's
say.
it because he went to
Put
the
my
city.
money on it.
Yeah.
I'll eat my hat. If that does not happen.
What's it called? So yeah, she's severely injured, and then so they go to the
Good.
Shimmer doctor, and the Shimmer doctor injects her with a bunch of Shimmer to heal her injuries, and as a result, she becomes even crazier, and her eyes turn into purple,
Okay.
and as a result, she kidnaps Caitlyn. And we'll get into that character. I'm gonna ask you guys if you really like that character or not, and whether it's necessary.
Which one's Caitlyn?
Caitlyn's the Asian chick.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
the Asian cop. Voiced by Katie Leung or Leung. She kidnaps Caitlyn. She kidnaps Vi and kidnaps Soko, and in a kind of like Alice in Wonderland table, and they have them all tied up, and she asks them different kind of questions and stuff. And
she's also got like fake stuffed people at the
that
table as well. that
resembles
are, like,
Milo and the
Yeah.
Goggle Kid.
Yeah, they showed that earlier, right?
Yeah.
Where she was on her
And
workshop.
She what's it called? And then she in her when the two were arguing, by the cool visual sequence, arguing and trying to basically get Powder / Jinx back to their side. Soko reaches for the gun, tries to shoot Vi to stop basically confusing Jinx. But in her confusion, she shoots Soko and kills him.
Well, not in her confusion,
Or maybe her natural instinct.
She makes a decision to like kill him, and it's like she basically kind of breaks at that point. She's like, "Oh, what have I done?" She regrets it afterwards.
Yeah,
I love
so
that.
it's not a
What the
mistake,
hell?
but
Yeah.
she regrets it after.
I love that. I love that scene too, where like he's not even angry as he's dying. He's just like warning her. He's like, they're never gonna understand you.
Yeah.
And he like says, "Don't cry," or does he say, "Don't cry, you're perfect"?
Yeah. They're perfect Jinx.
That's one thing I like.
That's
I
the
know,
best
I'm
relationship
kind
in
of
the
a
show.
broken record on this, but I really do like Silco because on one hand, he is like this terrible underworld like leader, but on the other hand, he isn't like just using Jinx. He actually does like care for her like
Yeah.
he's her daughter. That felt like a very like X-Men moment to me. That felt like a very Magneto kind of moment.
See, I read it as he was kind of the one who traumatized her. Like her trauma, I didn't really see it stemming from
I'd say he
what happened.
exploited her trauma. I wouldn't say that
He exploited her trauma and he amplified it. And he was the one who broke her personality, I'm pretty sure.
I think her personality was broken by the time she exploded and killed her two childhood friends.
I think
I would say
and then also when what's it called, Vi left her.
Yeah.
I would say like it was. Yeah, she broke herself. You know, I mean, I think Vi didn't help it either when she was just like, "You're a Jinx, you piece of shit, get the fuck out of here."
And I get Vi's reaction because like literally,
yeah, too. Like I was like, yeah, I'd be pissed too because she literally told her like, "Don't come here."
it would have been fine.
Stay
Actually,
home.
they would have
Yeah.
all been alive.
They would have, probably survived somehow. But no, she was directly responsible for all their deaths.
Yeah.
And it's like brutal.
And
man.
also, Sepika's, I think that's how you say her name. The right hand lieutenant, Silco's right hand lieutenant with the shimmer arm.
yeah. Oh, I like that. By
Yeah,
the
that
way.
was
I thought
cool.
that was cool.
Oh yeah, and she takes over at the end. Yeah,
It makes
because
sense.
after Silco dies. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's probably more rational leader. You know what I mean?
yeah.
What's it called? Yeah, and then there's a trade between Jace and Silco. They actually meet, and what's it called? They say, and Jace is like, "Give me Jinx, and I'll give you the Nation is on," which is pretty much like independence for the Undercity. But you know, like he doesn't.
that should
he
be
doesn't,
fine.
and he doesn't, and he tells her that I would have never done it. Yeah, it was a heartfelt moment, but you know, if you watch,
I liked watching just how Jace.
Oh,
was
and
kind
Jace
of a
gets a hammer.
dumbass at many times.
Jace gets a hammer.
Makes sense.
With the
I
headstone.
saw his sequence, his shirtless, sweaty sequence where he's like forging something. He's just like
he's
in
forging the
forge.
hammer with this hexstone.
It's like he's also like he's working out.
Yeah, like he's just like, and it's like, bam, bam. The Imagine Dragons is playing as like, he's like sweaty and shit.
not in that sequence.
And he's just glowing and everything, and I was like, okay, this is like, this is fine. This is fine. But
I didn't
I didn't understand what he
though.
was making though. I was
did
like,
like
I didn't
Jace.
see. It felt like he
Well, I
was
mean, they
just
showed the
forging,
shape, you know,
for the sake of forging.
Yeah.
I don't know if I saw the.
I like
actual
that
shape.
Jace is low-key a little like racist. He's like, they're all dangerous, and then Victor's like, whoa, buddy.
Yeah, no,
Can I say something about that? Jace?
No, Miles. I'm just gonna go.
Okay. No, literally, I don't feel like he has consistent character motivations throughout the show. He literally jumps back and forth like 10 times between like, oh, this is stuff that we can help everybody. We can help elevate the Undercity to, oh, let's kill them all. To back like after he fucking kills a kid, he's like, oh, let's not kill them all.
No, because
then
Jace
it's
is like entirely immature, and he's and they purposely do so. He's I
a
think
fucking
like
idiot.
I think he's only supposed to be like in his 20s, right, early 20s.
He's a fucking
and
idiot.
he's
And
in
make
a-
him the leader of the city. Come on.
Well, because he harnesses magic. That's the biggest thing for them. That's the reason why. And their whole thing is about we're Progress Day. We're all about the city of progress. So having a young person who's progressing and actually allowing them to get riches and fortunes, it makes sense why they would do it because the council is inhabited by greed and arrogance.
50% of the show is Jace looking really conflicted, and then what's her name walking in and going, "Oh, don't worry, Jace."
You mean Mel?
Yeah, Mel.
Yeah.
Like most of the show is Jace like sitting like just like with his hand on his head, going, "I don't know."
Because he's way over head. He's not a politician. He's just a scientist.
I'm
He
actually
became a politician.
I'm gonna straight up say this. I'm not watching this unless we cover it. If we cover season 2, I am kind of interested to see where they'll take Jace now that he's more directly involved with everything.
I did like how just naive he was about everything, where he's like, okay, like, yeah, we can't find them, like, short of like searching every single place possible, and he's like, well, just do that then, and he's like, are you sure? He's like, yeah, just do it. I mean, it's like, this is like high priority, right? It's like no idea what he's igniting.
Wondering about the economic consequences. I do love that afterwards that he does that. All the council members like, my God, my shipment's gonna be delayed till like fall. Yeah, and I do like that there is like always repercussions and
like even when he first goes to
actions.
the bridge and he sees all the dead bodies and he freaks out, he's just like, oh my God,
and he throws up, which is great. I like that because he never really seen that many dead bodies before.
Yeah, he's probably been just like pampered and up in the upper echelon of
he
society.
lived with the Caitlin's family.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
he just never had to actually deal with it. Which again, with his friend, the security chick, I liked when she was going down to the underground with Vi, and she would like actually got to experience and live it. And she's like, "Oh yeah, shit's fucked up. Like we should."
Jace
probably do
doesn't
something."
recognize Vi, and I thought he was going to, because they make a point to show when his like apartment gets like blown up, he like sees Vi through the like the keyhole or whatever.
Oh.
Yeah.
And I
But
thought
that's just like for a flash.
no, I know, but I
Yeah.
just thought he might recognize her. Although he would actually probably have to thank her. I mean, he'd just be some loser doing experiments without her.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, I
it
could say
sounded
'cause-
like he was on the cusp of breakthrough, though.
Yeah,
Also-
but I don't
well,
know
no,
that he
then
wouldn't
again,
have had
he
that opportunity.
No,
It
he
also-
would have needed Victor because Victor's the one that told him like we have to actually
I was gonna
crank it
say-
up to stabilize it.
I like that they had that where it was like the Wozniak Jobs kind of relationship where it was like clearly Victor was the one doing actual like technological achievements. He was the one who was actually bringing it more to life. Like what's his face? Jace was more theories and like, wouldn't this be cool? And it's like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean to be fair, he did know his science shit. and
Yeah,
he
I'm
did-
saying he's no dummy, but like it's also I felt like without Victor he wouldn't be anything.
no, I'd be half the man.
So,
Yeah.
so, do they ever explain where the fuck did they get the crystals?
Well,
I don't
that's
know
gonna
if
be
they
well. No, he got the crystals from the first mage,
His
right?
butt.
And then I think they're hinting at like whether it's like coming from the mines or different aspects or whether it comes from trade.
They call it a
But-
mine.
But then
A
I think
mine.
from what I could tell from the interviews, they said in season 2 they're gonna explore more. They're gonna explore more stuff with the mages. They're gonna try to resolve the class warfare storyline and deal with the impending
That's good.
conflict.
I'm so glad someone's finally gonna resolve class warfare.
Yeah, I know. Exactly. And they said that. Then they said, "Don't worry." I think it's like, and don't worry, we have
got
a
it
plan.
covered.
And everybody's like, "Oh, well, thank God. We hope it's not Game of Thrones." And I'm like, "Oh gosh." That's like whenever I hear Game of Thrones comments about plans, it breaks my heart.
Well, Philip, you're telling me all about what they're going to do for season 2, and I gotta say, I don't care.
Yeah, there's
yeah.
only two
Yeah, sure.
characters that I really liked, and that was Vi and Caitlyn.
I thought, what about Soko? You didn't like Soko?
Soko was
Yeah,
dope.
he was okay.
Soko was great.
Yeah,
He,
Soko was great.
he was the generic fucking villain.
I mean,
the-
he was
really?
pretty
Yeah.
good.
No,
Wow.
he was fucking generic.
You
as
mean
fuck.
what's it called? Him and his conflict. He thinks himself as a hero. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of like villains that have that type of storyline. But then, I think that
What's
regardless
special
of,
about him? What's special about him?
Well, it's
what
not
makes
whether
him
about whether
compelling and interesting?
whether it's not whether about like he's what's it called special or anything like that. But I think what makes him compelling and interesting is that he never does this directly for power. He only gains power to further his goal of creating the nation of Zion. Like is an altruistic ambition with very nefarious deeds. He's very Machiavellian at that best. But at the same time of his Machiavellian nature, it's contrasting, conflicting with his love and his father-daughter relationship with Jinx. As a result, you kind of get a contrasting guy who's Machiavellian, but at the same time completely irrational with love. And I think as a result, that creates an interesting emotional conflict throughout the series. And Miles is looking at me like, okay, no, he just sucks.
I have a question.
It wasn't a father-daughter thing with Jinx. It was.
It was. They literally said like, "That's my daughter.
Yeah.
That's my daughter.
Yeah,
that's
but
my daughter."
It was more of a weird sexual thing.
I don't think
Like,
it was
there-
sexual. In
I don't
nature.
think it
See,
was
I
sexual,
love how
but
Miles-
it felt a little sexual at times.
I was
Yeah.
worried. I was worried
It
at
felt like
first.
creepy.
that
Oh,
was
you mean the
route.
penetration
Yeah.
of the eye?
Yeah, that. What was up with the eye thing?
Oh no, the whole point is because he's do you know why he has the eye?
Because he was like in the sewers while he was all cut open and bleeded out, right?
Yeah, and so basically that and you
The,
and
the
you could-
juices.
basically
got
like
into
half of his face
eye,
was like deteriorating.
to the water.
He would have
Yeah.
like I think possibly they hinted he would have died.
Yeah.
So the whole point is the shimmer is just because shimmer works well if it's in doses.
Yeah.
Too much and you become like a freak.
Yeah.
But then so basically
Fucking freak.
they're just small dosing his eye to
Yeah.
keep that eye functioning and like that face working.
Okay, so it was
It's
literally
like
injecting.
microdosing LSD.
Exactly. So it's like literally injecting the shimmer into his eyeball.
Yeah.
Because I thought it had like a solid eye because when it hit his eye, it sounded like a ting. So I
Yeah.
thought he had like a glass eye for a second, and then it's like just dabbing. I don't know the eyeball. I don't whatever. Okay, that makes sense. But yeah,
Yeah. What's up? Yeah. So and by the way, cool design. I actually
I like
that
his
as well.
design.
It's a little much, but it worked.
Yeah.
Oh, really? A little much in a world where there's a little like furry guy who lives for 300 plus years and
He
sees
looks
demon
like an
mages.
owl.
It's just like that's a little much.
I actually really,
Really?
like him at the end, like wandering around poverty and just going, not small folk interesting.
Yeah.
No,
I love how
like this
like the
character.
Silco with the eye design is much, but like an Orca art is like okay. Yeah.
Okay, should we wrap this episode up?
Yeah. Okay. So overall, okay. So let's go into. Well, I mean, you didn't see the last episode, but all right. So let's.
I
Go-
can't believe it.
Yeah. All right. So let's go to season 2 theories, and also
Oh.
who do you think survived in the last episode? Because it ends with basically, because now they're setting up Jinx harnessing the power of the gemstone. So she actually follows through on that and creates like I think her Gatling gun becomes like a missile launcher or something.
Okay.
And then so she fires a missile. Of course, explosions are a thing. And right now, Jace just informed the council that he made a deal with Silco, and to try to make peace. Right? By the way, he kills a kid. By the way, in the last episode, he straight up blasts the kid with on accident.
Wait, which kid?
One of the Underbelly's gang lords kids.
Oh.
Yeah. Because they're basically. Vi was like, we got to take action. And Silco's not gonna. He responds with force.
Yeah.
So the kid did call a cavalry on them.
Yeah, because that's because the kid's like the crime lord's son. So of course that's his job, right? And but basically he goes into raid to try to destroy the Shimmer factory, but then he gets a little too zealous and because his hammer actually becomes which is cool like a laser beam weapon or not laser beam like a plasma weapon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he's just shooting recklessly at the because they have like chemically shimmer induced guards, and he just shoots them all down. But then in one of his stray shots, he hits a kid, and the kid straight up like.
So Jace kills a kid.
Yeah, Jace kills a kid, and then Jace is like, "Yeah, I have no idea what I'm fucking doing." Wow.
Can I add something really quick because it might be my favorite scene in the whole series? Like it's the ultimate Silco being a villain scene. Later in the episode, like they're trying to do a mutiny on
a coup, right?
A coup on Silco, but his right hand woman never will give in to that. So she kills the person that's gonna kill him, and then Silco kind of just makes eye contact with the person who is orchestrating the kill, which is the person whose kid was killed in that.
No,
thing.
she wasn't the one orchestrating. It was the guy they killed.
Okay, but still, she was part of it.
Yeah. How much did you pay attention on the show?
She was part of it. Is that incorrect?
Okay, yes, go.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Yes, I guess it was the other guy because he wanted to.
Yeah.
Anyways, the woman, the mother of the son who got killed, was part of it, and Silco just kind of looks at her after this happens, and he said, "Normally I'd kill your child for this, but it looks like we're ahead in that area." I don't know. I just really like that.
I love that scene. Actually, yeah. And then, but I do love I love that scene afterwards where the right hand lady Sepika was like. He said, "Were you ever tempted?" Right? Because he asked his right hand lady. She said, "Not for this one," hinting that because she sees that the cracks are being fallen through because he's too in love with Jinx. But so basically, Jace kills a kid and almost fights V to the death. Almost, he stops at the last second. And then so he brokers a deal with Silco, goes to the council, and informs them that he's trying to broker peace, and they're all up in arms, right? And eventually Mel's like, okay, I'm actually for this. Because Mel was informed by her mom that the man and the organization that killed your brother, who's supposed to be a super charming Fox politician like Littlefinger, pretty much. He has more resources and more power than we can imagine. And in order for us to combat him, we need the Hextech weapons. So her motivation is she actually kind of does need the Hextech weapons, but she's choosing Jace over the mom, saying no, we should broker peace because peace means no war. If the war happens, there'll be more weapons produced, and they could use that weapons for that war.
Or by creating an entirely different area, right? And saying, okay, yeah, you can have your independence. That creates a better way for them to go to war because then they aren't killing their own citizens; they're just killing people from this other country.
Yeah, but the thing is, the people from the other country, they don't really care about Piltover. They care just about that empire. The empire, no, I think it's Noxia. Is yeah. For as of now, from what we can tell, from based on what we actually learned in the season 1 show, not as it called, they only care about destroying Noxia, right? Because I think the guy he tried to Littlefinger too much, fingered the guy's ass too much, and then he got killed, because he didn't like the way he fingered him.
It's the worst.
Yeah. I understand. What's it called? So once it happens, Jinx was in a crazy mode, fires her ultimate weapon, and shoots a missile directly at the council meeting and ends right there. So we don't know who survived, whether Jace is dead or Mel is dead or all the other council people.
That one guy with the bronze head made out of gears.
Yeah, I would have loved to seen his world, where he came from, because he's also from Offworld.
His audio was all fucked. It's hard to understand him.
I liked that they had the characters like that, and weird fish head people and elf and goblin.
And they never make it it's a weird thing. They just it's a normal part of the world.
Yeah, it's normal. There's a bat guy. It's okay, that's cool. But it did leave me like wanting to be like, can we go see those people?
Yeah.
That sounds like
Instead of
that'd be
humans?
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, that
Yeah.
seems pretty interesting. Where's the bat face dude from?
Oh, yeah. Oh, you're talking about Batface dude in the Fireflies, right? The fire.
Yeah.
I'll call them Fireflies, but they're not like Firefly fighters.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, I would like to
There's
see
a
that.
bat guy.
And then yeah.
Man-Bat.
So it just ends on there. So okay. So now we're going to the ending. Who do you guys think survived in the council? And where do you think
Everyone.
season 2 is gonna go? And I have some theories and questions. What are the
Jace
biggest?
probably has a secret shield that he made using Hextech, so he survives.
Not a secret shield. He had a hammer with him at the time. So
Shield.
the hammer could make a shield.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he could probably just shield himself.
Jace and Mel probably live because important.
Everyone else dies, and then their entire city falls on their shoulders, and then
I'd say
it
like
goes to
probably just a
shit.
random half of the ones that aren't that important. Caitlin's mom might die because that could add
Yeah, that drama and
motivation.
half
Well,
of that.
something.
That one chick
no,
with
I
the
think
necklace
that
that was, like,
Caitlin's
ticking.
mom does survive. Probably.
I think more interesting if she died because
She
Caitlyn now
might.
has a personal
It's
motivation.
not like it's
Yeah.
not like the mom's that
Well,
important, but it
either
could be
that
important
or
to Caitlyn.
They kill off like all the counselors except for Jace,
yeah.
and then they say that there's like this hereditary thing.
Wait,
So-
what the fuck?
No,
Okay, go on.
no,
Okay.
it's like hereditary. Like people kind of inherit like their parents' counsel.
Oh, okay, that's what
positions
you
and
meant.
Stuff
Okay,
like
yeah.
that.
So hereditary ascendance, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay, inheritance.
yeah. So you've got that going on, but then you also have like the warlord mom. What's her name?
Jinx.
No,
the
the
warlord.
Lord.
Mel's
warlord,
mom, right?
Mel's mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got Mel's mom, so she would probably take over that position, and then she's strong arming like the council
Yeah.
and
I'm
stuff.
pretty sure
and
Mel's
she's
gonna
like,
survive.
I'll come in and I'll help you guys govern. I've got experience with this. That steps in. What's his name? The little tiny
Hypendemer or something.
He's not in the
it.
building.
Hingle.
He's not in the building.
Yeah,
Or Hingle.
but
yeah.
so
he's
he comes back in to help with running the council, and then the council kind of becomes more warlike, and then you see that kind of conflict between like the peace-loving Heimeldinger and the war-wanting mother of.
Yeah, I would like season 2 to go
Yeah.
that direction. I think what's it called? What about questions? What questions do you guys have for the show? Do you guys have any questions? You guys have any questions about who the wolf thing is?
No.
The Shimmer
Wolf
Doctor
thing.
has a wolf body that he's working on.
I should.
Yeah, whose body that is? They're theorizing that's Vander's body.
Oh.
Yeah. So and that is a character in League of Legends apparently. Vander does become like a wolf like kind of thing, mutated and fucked up by science and
Well,
magic.
then that's probably right.
But I'm maybe they'll take a twist. But like, would you guys like? That's kind of interesting to see what happens and then what that does to the fold.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, he's
cool.
kind of like a wild card. I don't know. It's like, yeah, I want to see what happens. I actually want to see. I have questions about what's his backstory because literally one of the last things he says is that like while he's trying to work on Jinx, he purposely knocks Silco out. He says, "I don't want you to see this. I too once had a daughter." And
Oh,
then
yeah.
and then
Heard
he's apparently you did see that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I did. I remember
Okay.
hearing him say that. Or
Yeah.
he's like, I too once had a daughter.
And it seems like his motivation has nothing to do with Silco. Like he's not like it. He has a different like.
I thought he just
Yeah.
liked to fuck around with stuff.
I think he has a different end game altogether. And I'm kind of curious about his backstory and see what
He
happened
once
there.
makes 10-foot long axolotls.
Yeah, I know. So that's that.
must survive.
I want to see what happened to Vander. I actually would kind of want to see why Vander, because they never directly say why Vander, and I mean it's hinted at, but like, and also they purposely don't show Vander's face or the man who's choking.
Yeah.
And I wonder if that's like on purpose, and maybe in season 2 or something we find out that's not Vander or something.
Yeah,
But-
I figured it was just for dramatic effect.
Yeah,
but we'll
that's what I
see.
thought.
We'll see. And then and I kind of would have been curious if let's say do like Godfather Part 2 where they go back and forth between Silco and Vander and the story that's going on right now.
Yeah.
Kind of
Probably
see
just
what
as
happened.
good too.
Yeah, I would have loved to seen like an entire just like season or not season, maybe like 3 episodes on that. But yeah, those I guess questions. Who's the body? I'm assuming it's Vander, the werewolf body. What's the Shimmer Doctor's thing? Who's the organization that wants to kill Noxia and Mel and her mom? And who is the mage? Right? It's like is that gonna factor more into the storyline? Why was he there at the time? Why was he behind the wall? Is he what's it called? What are the mages like outside of the place? Are we gonna see other trade cities in the hex gates.
Find out next time on Arcane.
How much more economics are going to be going to a child animated show? I guess it's not child anymore because it's like there's sex, there's fuck.
But I mean,
It's PG-13.
Yeah,
I guess.
it felt like they really tried to tone it down as much as they could, and tone it up as much as they could to get away with.
Well, I think they toned it up in the last arc. It's almost as if like the show reflected the characters growing up. In the first show, there was not that much fucks or anything in the first 3 episodes, and they got a little more graphic in the second arc. And in the last arc, they were like, "Fuck you, fuck this." Blood.
This
There's
show
kid killing.
really made me want to watch Castlevania.
You still haven't seen Castlevania?
No, I've seen Castlevania.
Castlevania
You've seen
is so much
Castlevania,
better
right?
than
Yes,
this.
I finished it. Yes.
You finished all 4 seasons, right?
Yes,
Castlevania is so much better than this.
I agree.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, this is just the first season.
I know, and
Yeah.
it's very different. But I just
And it's
saying,
very different ourselves.
The use of like fantasy, magic, tech, sci-fi kind of.
By the way,
shit.
I also agree with Castlevania being better. But
I was like, man, I want to watch Castlevania.
yeah. They're making the spin-off show about like Simon and stuff. Or not Spine. It's technically a
Interesting.
sequel. It's like many years down the line.
See, the thing about Castlevania is I know nothing about the games too.
Yeah.
So
it's-
just
There's
watching
so
it
much
unfold.
more.
Yeah.
Yeah. The games are
Henry.
fun as fuck.
Henry, if we ever do a Castlevania episode, you got to come on because you're the biggest Castlevania fan I know. So.
Or Henry and Uriel. Uriel has all the OGs, and he
yeah.
shits on the show. Actually, he's like, sorry. What's it called? Yeah, that's it. And then real last thing, we want to talk. Okay, so we really touch on it, and then before we get to last opinions, the animation style. And it's kind of interesting.
It's
I
the
mean,
only
like,
good thing about the show.
I think like because like it's interesting that some of you guys didn't like it and stuff like that because I know like universally that's one of the most lauded aspects of this thing.
it's-
That's the
Like
one thing I can
said,
understand
it's the
why.
only good thing
It's
about the show.
simultaneously the worst and best part of the show
Yes.
for me.
Yes. I agree.
Half the time I was hating it. I was like, man, the lack of detail on their face and the I don't know, the reactions felt so flat. But at the same time, it produced some gorgeous like action sequences and like screenshots, like wide shots and everything that I was like, wow, this looks really cool. I like that. Ooh, that movement feels like smooth as fuck. And then like, I don't know. And then they'll be sitting in a room talking and suddenly it feels like flat as fuck. I don't know.
I don't know. I disagree because I think it's like it's like one. I think purposely robotic to kind of mimic that a certain type of animation style, like stop. It's a mix of like mimicking stop motion, mixing expressionist, French expressionist paintings at the same time, and 3D animations.
No, what they did is they took images from Tumblr of like DeviantArt photos and drawings that people made, and they're like, oh, let's adapt these into characters.
Man, did they get into the eyeliner by the third arc?
Yeah. What's it called?
Just saying, these are Tumblr DeviantArt
What's it
drawings,
called?
basically, that
what's it
they
called?
turned into animation.
All right, so we just lost our sound mixer for today. But no, I think for me, at least from when I watched the behind the scenes, it's pretty interesting how they did it. It's like they, obviously it's
Sorry.
it's like basically like Pixar models, right?
Hmm.
And then like they literally hand draw on like every, not even like half a frame second, like draw on top of it. So like it's like these expressive faces, but with the kind of paintbrushes on top, right? And it also like they purposely jank the motion to kind of mimic that style. And I personally love it. I think it's unique. It's for sure. And I definitely think for at least TV series, it's pushing the envelope forward. And yeah, you don't think it's pushing the envelope? Whether you like it or not, it is doing something different and introducing new styles. Like
So-
this and like Klaus. Have you seen Klaus by any chance?
Mm-mm.
The
Or
thing
I
is,
Lost a Body?
I've seen a lot of, so I have seen I Lost a Body.
Yeah.
It's good.
I think Klaus is more kind of like similar
Yeah.
to his animation technique.
No,
whereas-
but I mean, you see a lot of shows nowadays that have like these, interesting animation techniques.
not like Arcane, and not with this budget. I
Not
think
like
so.
Arcane. Not exactly like this, but I feel like there still is quite a bit of experimentation going on within the realm of animation. And
I would say not in American size. It's really refreshing.
Well,
If you're talking
okay.
about Japan,
Uh,
of course, Japan, they're
yeah.
crazy ass fucking people. They have a 3-hour movie about a guy driving a car that's coming out that's going to win the Academy Award, apparently. They're weird.
Look, all
you know
I'm,
what I mean?
all I'm
So-
saying is
But
that
for Americans, this is like wild.
They're weird.
all
Yeah.
I'm saying, this isn't like some miracle of cinema right here. This is.
I'm not saying this. I'm saying
no,
just
this-
animation. Yeah.
This is a fairly average show with better than average animation that decided to take an interesting direction. but I can go onto Netflix right now and find 10 other shows that did it better.
This ain't no light.
No,
year,
okay,
I'll
I'm
tell
just
you that
specifically talking about the animation styles. Miles.
What?
Do you think there's 10 other shows that have better 10 other
You know, Buzz Lightyear.
Netflix produced animation
Make a
shows?
movie
Netflix
about
Netflix
no,
original
not
that
Netflix
are
originals.
better than Arcane's visual style.
Starring Tim Allen.
Not Netflix.
I don't even think so. Like,
Yeah.
as much as like Voltron and stuff, I don't think Voltron's animation style is as good as this one. As much as like Castlevania, it's very different. It's 2D. It's 2D
I love the
animated.
animation for
Yeah, it's
Castlevania.
funny. 2D
all I'm
animated.
saying is that yes, it's good animation, but it's not.
Especially 3D. I think for me, okay, for a 3D animation show,
Yeah.
I think it's the best looking 3D animation show ever for 3D. 2D is different.
I'll be honest. I'm trying to think of another 3D
Yeah.
animated show
That you like.
that I that like that I like. Besides, I don't know.
You didn't think Berserk was amazing?
No.
Miles and I were talking about that not so long ago.
No, I was gonna say. I was
Berserk's
like,
awful.
honestly, I think like my first thought was like Demon Slayer, but they use the 3D animation style like in the background. Mostly,
yeah, that's like
right?
2D
CG
primarily.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
That's different. Yeah,
It's
that's
not
like
bad. No. I think it is like it is. Yeah, I would say it is groundbreaking in that sense. The fact that it's like the first really big, seems mostly well polished 3D animated American show.
yeah.
So good job.
Japan, please don't do 3D animated stuff. It just looks bad.
Yeah.
You guys don't have the budget.
It feels like it was actually drawn, which is nice. But
yeah, it was literally
I
drawn
thought it
upon
was-
the 3D models.
I was gonna say I thought it was like motion captured, with them like almost rotoscoping it on top.
It did
almost.
remind me a lot of Undone.
Yeah, like it just
Yeah.
the way they were moving a lot. Like some of their movements felt really natural and great, and I felt like that has to be like 3D tracked or something.
Yeah.
For that scene or something like where they're I don't know. So
they do
that's
that-
why it just again it felt weirdly inconsistent. Where certain times where I was like, that looks great, that looks kind of bad.
They should have done
I
this
know what you
entire
mean by
show
that, yeah.
in the game engine to show off their game engine.
I think
like
yeah.
red versus blue.
For one thing, for sure,
if
it's like
you ever
I don't
watch
think any
that.
of this was due budget. It was all very purposeful, like very stylish for some reason, and that could be divisive and stuff. But all right,
Why can't it be incompetence?
I don't, I don't think so. At least based on what I've seen and looked into, the
Look
research,
like
so.
Beowulf.
What's it called? Oh no, I hated Beowulf. No, that was
Dude.
traumatizing. Don't even, please,
Beowulf.
please. That's traumatic right there. Shut the fuck up, you whore. All right.
Yeah, you're right. It
Alright.
didn't quite look as good as Beowulf.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Shut the fuck up, you whore. Okay, so final opinions. Let's start off with you, Miles. All right,
Spanks.
Miles, give
never seen
rating for
Beowulf
season
for
1, and
context.
are you excited for? I'm not gonna ask you. You're not excited for season 2.
No.
Just just go rating real quick because we're already past 1 hour.
Yeah, no. Rating it's fairly average in terms of.
That's not a
being-
rating.
Our rating system. What's our rating?
Okay, well, you know,
Go quick. We already know the average. We were just trying to make it quick.
Yeah, you've been fucking talking. You haven't been letting me talk a lot.
Because you have bad opinions about this. I'm just kidding. I'm joking.
You're fucking wrong. Okay, bargain bin. There we go.
I'm just kidding. Miles, you can talk. I'm joking. I'm joking.
Yeah.
Lord Philip grants you permission.
Look,
Lord
this
Philip from the upper city.
I've been a little bit
Every
hard.
house Changsu, you know. Yeah.
Fuck off. I've been a little bit hard on this show throughout this episode because these guys just loved it too much. In all honesty, I don't think it's a horrible show. I don't even think it's a bad show. I think it's a fairly average, okay show. If you like it, you like it. That's fine. You got kind of bad taste, but that's okay.
So you're saying
but
all
bargain bin.
professional television critics and people have bad taste.
all
and
of them.
stuff?
Yes, they all have
All
bad
of
taste.
Not just the men,
Yeah.
but the women.
Okay. That's fine. That's fair.
Children.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I see Miles
Dude.
heating up. I'm sorry. I was shitting on you.
Yeah.
I think I'm like a little. What's it called? Seeing a burning
like
burning vehicles like
Yeah.
it changes you.
Yeah.
Just-
Okay, Blake, what was your rating?
I
hate them.
hate them. No. Sorry, I'm on 2 hours of sleep, and I think most of us probably are. Right. This is 7 a.m. for anybody listening.
Yeah. Feels like 6.
Okay, I just want to give a quick rundown. Like I said, I don't hate this show. I don't love it. I'm somewhere in the middle. I did find it kind of hard to get through. I'm not going to lie. Although I didn't watch it in ideal circumstances. I watched like half of it one day and half of it the next day, a week apart. because I just couldn't get myself to put it on TV a lot of the times. I'd like sit down and be like, all right, I should watch Arcane for my podcast. And then suddenly season 3 is on my TV. I just found parts of it hard to get through, but that doesn't mean it's all bad. I mean, I like things and I dislike things. Sorry, I'm on 2 hours of sleep and I feel like I'm rambling.
Rating. You.
Okay, so similar to Blake's, like there's parts of it I liked and sparks of brilliance, I'll even say, and then other parts where I was like just kind of just glossing over. I don't know. I felt like my eyes glowing over, bleh, you know what I'm trying to say. It just, I don't know. It didn't really pull me in as much as I was really hoping it would. The world itself and the world building is interesting. I think a lot of the characters were cool. The designs were cool. Some of the animation, the action sequences especially, were really fun, enjoyable. The music,
you didn't even get
pretty much everything.
I feel so sad because you didn't even get to see the. In my opinion, my favorite at least fight sequence is when they actually use the hex weapons in the last episode.
I was looking forward to more. Hex tech, like magic stuff. So that's why I'm saying, like, I'm willing to give season 2 more of a shot, and I'll really try to like actually watch some of it. But if it doesn't work for me, then I'm like so done.
All right, that's cool. So what's the rating? Yeah.
But yeah, I'll give it an Imagine Dragons out of 10. So I don't know. I'll say like streaming with ads.
All right. What's it called? I think the animation style is in the museum in terms of just like, and what it could do, what's it called, and what it does and stuff, like at least for TV medium and stuff. But as for my actual rating, I think the characters were done well and stuff, like the world building's done well. I could get onto it, but Miles and I have to watch Licorice Pizza at a certain point, so I'm just gonna end it. It's on the shelf. All right, thank you guys. It's another episode of Half a Clue Movie Review, and check us out for more content.
Thank you for watching. Did you like Arcane? Do you love Hot Topic? I bet you will.
Yeah, please let us know in the comments so that we can verbally berate you.
All right, thank you.
You're such
Bye.
a jinx.
Bye.